Hi, it's Pastor Mark, and as we navigate these new uncharted waters with the restrictions on group gatherings with the COVID-19 protocols, I thought I would show how to get to our virtual worship service on Sunday morning, especially since I know a few people had some difficulty. So as you see, I've got an internet browser window open here. I use Chrome. You might use Microsoft Edge or Safari on an Apple device. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to type in the church website. And of course, I go there enough it remembers me. And it will bring up our church website where you'll see just our normal page here up in the right hand corner here. You'll notice that you have options to look at the church calendar, a members only area where church members can go to look at the church directory, and you can actually update your own information, like when you change a phone number or an email address. You can keep some information private if you wish, but then it allows the pastor and the church office to have that contact information. And of course, there's also a donate button, which people use throughout the year, and especially at this time, if you're not you're not able to come to church, but it is an option to keep supporting our ministries because the expenses are continuing even though we're not open. And of course, our gifts to the church are a way of supporting ministry, not as an admission fee for a show or a participation fee required for those who come. So I would ask you to keep that in mind, or to consider mailing a gift to the church. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to scroll down a little on this page, and you'll notice there's a place that says Pastor's Message. These over here, this was the video message I posted the first week of our stay in place or shelter in place order as an invitation to worship. Here you can also go at this site for read the pastor's message. My sermons, I publish them online after I've delivered them in church, so you'll be able to read past sermons there. I just ask that you forgive any typos because I'm not doing this for formal publishing and trying to get them out every week. I don't always catch typographical errors, and they have some strange grammatical just because these are written to be spoken, not to be read. Then you'll see a button here for YouTube. Right now, this is a good source to go back and watch previous services that we are doing during this virtual service time. There will be an attempt again this week and in subsequent weeks to put up a live stream along with the worship service on YouTube. That ran into some bandwidth problems last week. I guess that affected several churches, probably because so many churches were trying to do the same thing at the same time, and things got clogged up. But it is a good link to go to if you want to watch last week's service, or to go back and rewatch the service we're going to have this week after it's been done. Here is actually, I think, the preferred way to join our virtual worship services. And there's two reasons for that. The first is by coming with the Zoom option, you are actually getting a chance to participate in worship. The YouTube stream is delayed by about 20 seconds, but via Zoom, there's an opportunity where I can actually open it up for everybody who's participating to have an opportunity to share a joy or concern during that part of the prayers of the people when we pray together, so that we can really be united in faith in that moment. And I think it transforms the rest of the experience to know we really are not alone during that. The second reason it's really good is there are many people that just don't have computer access or enough data available. And so there's this option right here to call this phone number from a regular landline phone. You can do it from a cell phone too, but to call this phone number, and what it'll do is it'll answer and it'll say, please enter your meeting ID. Then someone just needs to type in these 9 numbers and they'll be brought into the worship service. They won't be able to see anything, but they'll be able to hear everything. And at that moment of sharing prayer, they still have the ability to share their prayers with the rest of the gathered community in faith. And so if you know somebody who doesn't have a computer and this might be hard for them, consider calling them and giving them this information so that they can participate too. So I'm going to take us though to the Zoom link, which will take us to the worship service. And what it'll do is it'll bring us to this page, and it'll say Open Zoom Meetings. Now I'm going to click on this. I already have the app downloaded. If you don't have the app downloaded, it is going to ask you to download the app. You're going to say yes. It'll be bring up a screen that will ask you, Windows will ask you, are you sure you want to do that? The Zoom app is perfectly safe, or as safe as anything else out there anyway. And so go ahead, install that app, and let it get going. And I would actually invite you to do this before Sunday morning. Again, we might run into problems where several people are trying to do it at the same time and it'll clog up. Once the app's there, it's there. So I'm going to hit Open Zoom Meetings. And because I already have the app, it's going to bring me to this page, maybe. Connecting. It's going to bring me to this page here. And this is kind of because I am not signed in right now. Shoot. Anyway, if you go to do this, this is a little different because it's on my computer. Anyway, this is how I would set up the program as the host of the event. Sorry, I'm looking a little sloppy, but you know, Governor Pritzker said essential services are closed, are non-essential or closed down, and apparently that means I can't get a haircut or a beard trim. So let's all pray that this will be over soon. So anyway, you would now be in the church service. You can come up here and hit full screen, which will let you just participate. Some people have found some of these buttons down here, like being able to see who the participants are. Like here, you see, it's only me. And so I'm going to close that window. None of these other features there, though, I think you can invite. I've left it so anybody can invite somebody to worship. You will not be able to show your video. That's to keep your privacy during the worship service. I'm just doing that for the sake of now. And you will be automatically signed in the mute. That's why there's that red line across the microphone. I would invite you not to unmute until we're doing our prayer time. So that's really the gist of it. I hope you find that useful. At least to get there, there may be a few other little steps that don't show up quite as well when you join. But again, these pages where you can invite other people and join in the conversation are good. I just would invite you to remember, don't share your screen. I've set that as a default to off, and only unmute yourself during that prayer time so we don't have a lot of other noise in the background. So thank you for watching. I hope it's useful. If it is, please leave a note. And even if it's not, so that maybe I can go back and correct some of this stuff to make it more useful for you. So God bless you, and I hope to see all your names on that participant list on Sunday so that when I'm giving my message in church, I'll be able to see you sitting there in the presence of God. May God's blessings be with us all during this time and all times as we claim the promise of life in Jesus Christ.